Hi, I'm Ted Bollinger with TVS Pro, and in this video we're going to be comparing the Optoma UHD50 on the left with the BenQ HT2550 on the right. To compare the color, we've turned the BenQ on the right off, and we've now set up our color measurement so we can take a look at the actual color performance of the Optoma UHD50. Here is a close-up of the color measurement of the UHD50, and this was taken in the cinema mode in the cinema color space. And as you can see, these are the targets. This is D65, which it's hit very close to the center of that target. This is without any calibration. Here are the color results of the testing of the BenQ HT2550 at Rec 709, the HD TV standard. And as you can see, these almost all hit the box. The only exception, magenta, is a little bit out, and it has achieved 95.8% of the Rec 709 standard. Here is where the color space or the color gamut on the BenQ falls in. Now this triangle is larger. This is the DCI P3 color space. It's achieving a color percentage of 72.3%. This image is again from the Extron projection shootout disc. This is showing upscaling to the 4K projectors. And again, we're seeing very little difference even in actual color tone. Color reproduction is very close. In this image from 1080p that's being upconverted, you can begin to see some of the differences in the color and the decisions that each manufacturer made relative to overall brightness versus color. In this image, again being upconverted from 1080p, this is another slide from the shootout disc and is a good one for evaluating greens. And greens is one of the areas we found one of the most significant differences between the two projectors. Seen here is the relative black level between the BenQ and the Optoma, the UHD50 and the BenQ HT2550. You're going to begin to see that they indeed are not the same, again because of whatever they're doing in their optical light engine on the Optoma. Their blacks, even with full 100% whites on the screen, their blacks are a little bit better than the BenQ. And you can see that the BenQ is brighter, but the Optoma, on the other hand, has extremely good gradation and color. But this is upconverted again from 1080p. We're going to zoom in because your eye is much better than what you're going to be able to see over the internet, and we want you to be able to actually see the differences we're seeing here. And what we're actually seeing is the lens, I believe, because theoretically these chips are the same. They should be able to resolve the same amount of detail, but this is a pretty significant difference. And where we're seeing the biggest difference is probably the sharpness, because these both have a 0 to 15 sharpness level. They're both at 8 right now. Now we're going to go ahead and run this for a little bit so you can take a look and see what the actual difference is in the color and the contrast, because it's pretty dramatic. So in conclusion, these projectors are similar, but in reality they are very different. The lenses are very different. The Optoma definitely has the more accurate lens. The last thing we'll look at here is another off the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 disc, which is really a good one for high dynamic range and color. And we'll let this roll, but as you see these two images, it's very obvious that the BenQ on the right is a brighter image, but it certainly doesn't have the color, nor does it have quite the contrast, even though it has higher brightness peaks than what we're seeing on the other side. So let me zoom back out a little bit here. You can get an idea of some of the color differences that you're seeing. Thanks for watching, and be sure and check the detailed measurements that we'll be putting on the blog at our webpage under projector comparisons and blog comparisons at tvspecialist.com. This is Ted Bollinger, and thanks for watching.